Hello, are you ready? So, today we're going to be working on the emotion of anger. Now, remember, as you are working on your different emotions, there are going to be layers to anger. Some are just small irritations, and some are really rageful. Okay, as you learn to work on your emotions, what's going to happen is you're going to start to see that you are going to be able to manage, navigate easily through things much better than what you had before. But you may come along and think, oh, I thought I did that really good, and now this situation come up. Well, that's okay. Those are the different layers that we can come across of not realizing certain things that are still inside us are saying that we should be angry or irritated or annoyed. I get a lot of times people will tell me, I'm not angry, I'm just annoyed. Well, it's all the same, just different degrees. And you have to choose and decide if you wish to keep that irritation, that annoyance, that rage, that um, particular emotion. So we're going to work on anger, irritated, annoyed. And as usual, we're going to prep the mind. Today, why don't we try using a balloon, little balloon, just drifting up far away till you no longer can see it. Because you're just going to let it go. It's not going to be important to you anymore. Let's take a deep breath and let it out. And let's do step 1, which is all this anger I release, all of my irritations, annoyances, I release. Everything that I think is irritating, I release. Everything that I see that is irritating and annoying, I release. Everything that I feel is irritating or annoying, I release. I have a better horizon that I am looking at, a better view of things. So I lovingly release all irritations, all anger, all annoyances from this day forward. Take a deep breath. And let's select the letter A to Z. Today you're going to be doing fruit. So with the letter that you selected, start thinking of fruits. If you're thinking, oh no, I chose the wrong letter, that's okay, because your brain is thinking. If you find it too difficult, just choose another letter. It's not right, it's not wrong, it just is. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. So go ahead, select another letter and get started. Remember, you can enhance step 2 by writing it down. Maybe you can write it with your opposite hand. That always works really good. You could choose to spell it backwards in your mind. Very good. Whenever you're doing these, it's not about whether or not you're a good speller. We don't care. We just want to engage the brain, and the more difficult it is for you to spell, in this case, it's great. As long as you're not attaching any frustration with it. Good job. And let's go ahead and do step 3, which is visualization. You're going to think of something pleasant. Think of it first person. That basically means that you're not watching yourself do it. You are actually in the moment. This is your first time. This takes a little practice, and that is okay. That's a learning curve. And we are good with learning curves because it helps us to know that our brain is now learning something new. And how exciting is that? You can make your visualization fantastical, imaginary, something you did in the past, something you are going to do in the future. If you're done with your one imagination, start a second one that's really good. It should start to make you feel really good. Good vibes. Always be patient with yourself. Take a deep breath. You did a good job, and tell your brain so. Not because Renee said it, because you said it. It's the effort that we put in, the fact that we're just doing it. That is what counts. It's not whether or not we did it perfectly to the degree that we wanted it. Okay, let's do round 2. I take and I release all anger. I let it go. I lovingly release all anger. I use it purposefully to pay attention, take action, and now it's ready to release. I will do that automatically for all things. Everything that I see, that person driving is not driving right, I release that irritation. Those words he said, I release that irritation. The way he looks, what they're wearing, I release those annoyances and irritations. Who do they think they are? I release my irritation and annoyance. Aid your brain by smiling. It helps the brain to know, hey, smile means good. Take a deep breath, let it out. And now what you're going to do is select your letter A to Z, select a new one. Today we're doing fruit. If you find selecting a letter by fruit is difficult, then just start naming fruit. You could do this distraction any way that you want. It's not good, not bad, it's not right, it's not wrong, it just is. You get to choose what just is. Remember to enhance it. You can do advanced by spelling it backwards or using your opposite writing hand. Or you can imagine in your mind that you're doing it on a chalkboard. Okay, we're going to go to step number 3. Okay, use your imagination, use your visualization. Now, you may be saying, I don't visualize well. Well, all of those fears that you have that are not happening, but you're afraid that could, that is using your imagination. And now we're going to be using our imagination for good. So imagine good things happening in life. Wonderful, exciting things are happening today. And you want to feel it. Excellent job. Always remember to tell yourself you did an excellent job. Now, we're going to do round number 3. All of this sadness, I release it. I release sadness and everything that I see sadness. Everything that I think is so sad, I release. The sadness that I fear for others, I go ahead and I release that sadness. I'm going to bring joy into their life. I see them when they're happy and not just when they're sad. Take a deep breath. Let it go. And now, here we go. Take your letter A to Z. Start naming your fruit. Kiwi. If you actually know a fruit that's really interesting, put it in the comments. I'd like to see what your fruits you came up with. Are you ready? What step do we go to next? Step 3, which is what? Using your imagination, visualizing something wonderful in life. Maybe it's a color. Maybe you're humming a song. Maybe you're listening to a song. Take a deep breath. Let's do some affirmation now of this new view, new way of utilizing anger. I am a person with a calm heart. It makes me discerning. I am not easily provoked. I am a peacemaker. I pursue peace. That's just who I am, naturally and easily. I let things go. I always assume the best. That's just who I am. That's just who I am, naturally and easily. We are now affirming. We are taking this in. We are taking ownership of. We are planting new seeds that are growing into these beautiful trees of these fantastic automatic programs. We don't have to pull out. These are strong and vibrant. It's just who you are. Take a deep breath. Go back to your fruit. Select your new letter, or just start naming the fruit. You might have a little fun, and when you think of pineapple, say, "Oh, how many letters are in pineapple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8." Doesn't make a difference if you're right or wrong. It's just that you're using your brain. You're learning to re-engage your mind, to be productive, to help your brain stay motivated. You're doing great. Make sure you tell your brain that. You don't need to hear it from me because you are your own cheerleader. You're doing great. Let's go to step 3, visualization. Visualization of something wonderful. Something good's coming. Yeah. You have a puppy? You love your puppy? You excited about something? Great job. Take a deep breath, let it out. You have just done a brain rewire for how you use anger and irritation and annoyances. We are releasing those so we can maintain a high vibe and focus our energy on things more productive. Now, maybe you're thinking your anger is justified. That is fine for the conscious mind to know, but for the subconscious mind, it just knows it's anger. And we want to make peace with anger. Keep anger because we think that we need it. But it's actually just a preference. And we can actually utilize other emotions for better, productive results. Anger usually doesn't change the other person. We can do better results with a higher vibe reaction. So when we're angry, we're not going to look at the other person and say, you need to change. You need to do this to make me feel better. We're going to say, oh, why did that anger me? Let me look inside and see and make peace with it. It's easier to make peace with yourself than to change someone else. You're going to try to change someone else. You could be in for a long haul. Anger, let's look at it. How are we looking at the anger? What they did is so angry. I have to use anger so they know that they're wrong. Let it go. I have to use anger so people understand the importance, how serious this is. Let it go. I have to use anger because this is what I'm used to and I think it's the best way to deal with this situation. Let it go. You're doing good. Take a deep breath. Go to A to Z. Select a letter. Now, when you're imagining your fruit and writing it out, maybe you draw it out. Or maybe you see it with color. Let's kind of get creative. Take a deep breath and let's go to step 3. We're going to visualize wonderful things happening in our lives, just happy things, little things. What are you grateful for? What are you happy for? What are you appreciative of? Could you imagine going to someone, just anyone, and telling them how appreciative you are of something that they are doing in life or they did for you? Let's try that in your mind. Imagine that wonderful scene. Oh, did you get a hug from it? Did you give them a hug? Oh, it feels good. Excellent. Okay, let's look at anger again. Because anger is super strong. It's super strong because it means that we're right, they're wrong. That's why we need to hang on to that. Let it go. That balloon is going high. It's gone. You have a different tool to use, different emotion to use that's going to get you good results when you see something that you need to address with someone. You're going to do it in a much better way with a much higher vibe, something that warms them to you or something that helps them to realize, hey, you're so right. I'm going to go in and change what I did and said. We're going to use useful words, useful vibes, thoughts. Let it go. We're going to make peace. I am a peacemaker. Think about how much of a peacemaker you are. Do you have a yellow cape on with a yellow mask for peace? Because that's who you are. Use your imagination. If you're wondering about this technique and why it's being done this way, you can always check out all my videos that are explaining this technique and why it works with your brain. This is Renee Thomas with DIY Mental Boost. Take a deep breath. You just did a brain rewire for your irritations and annoyances. Now you're just going to let your brain start to mess with this new practice of how you're going to look at things. You don't have to force your brain. You can sit down and do this video up to 2 times more. No more. 2 times more. We'll see you next time.